What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks. And we back in the building, you feel me? It's True Talks. Cause True Talks. Alright, let's get straight right into it. Man, you already know. This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. This is a tough pill to swallow. This is definitely not what elite looks like. So I have some shit to say, man. Like, y'all already know, if y'all been paying attention, if y'all been in tune with what's going on, with what I'm doing, you already know I do the breakdowns. I show what elite looks like. You know what I mean? Spin cycle, I've been Michael, all these type of stuff I've been doing, showing y'all the breakdowns, giving you that IQ, because that's what I do. You already know. And it's just that, even with that, I've halted and stopped. And during the coronavirus, when everything stopped, and when it was time, when all the police brutality was happening, and all these things was happening, especially with the George Floyd, and et cetera, and all those events leading up till now. From then, before we even restarted the bubble, or the NBA restarted the bubble, and was, getting into should we go, should we not to be or not to be or not to, right? So when it came from that time, you already know I showed y'all where I stand. I showed y'all that is obviously pro-black everything. Give IQ for, show enlightening people into the mindset, into the typical black athlete or the black person just in general. And, just basically enlightening some of y'all that might not know, or some of y'all that know, just giving y'all my insights in what I think we should do as a community. You know what I'm saying? And what I think that we should do as a whole. And it's just, I've been preaching this from time. That's why I even said I sacrificed me wanting for my own desires, my own goals, and my own, benefits, where the season only benefits me, especially with the videos and growing my platform. But I was okay with sacrificing that for, at the end of the day, the bigger cause, which was the bigger cause is what elite looks like, which is basically boycotting, which is basically stopping the whole, forget basketball, just stop this shit, especially when they needed us at the most. Black as in us, not me, because I'm not obviously a pro athlete, but us. They needed us, black people in the hierarchies, in the high level pro athletes, to come back, because they needed money, because it was an economic crisis when it came to the pandemic, when it came to COVID. So they needed us at the most and at the highest point. And that's when I was saying, now's the time to make a stance, because boycotting before, it's always going to be a battle of, because you already know, like, the backstory is through oppression, through systematic racism. Black people are slaves mentally, because we always have that. I gotta eat. I never had for generations now. When I get, I'm out. When I get, I'm out. When I get, I'm out. Dog eat dog type of world, dog eat dog type of mind. We sometimes even, that's how black people are killing each other. That's how it's just through oppression and through a system that was created. That's how we react. And yes, slavery was literally actual physical slavery, but now we are mentally enslaved. We're mentally slaves. You know what I'm saying? We're slaves mentally. In the grand scheme of, we don't bind together. We just get ours. So that's why I've always known that. And that's something that's hard to break. How can you tell somebody who's been in the trenches for how long, which a lot of these black athletes and NBA players and any players in general have stemmed from, that's their autopsy. That's where they come from. That's their origin. So how can you tell that person now, when they get an opportunity, sacrifice it? It's a hard thing to do, especially when now so much people in that realm is relying on you to pull them out. You know what I'm saying? And that's all. If you go to the backstory and go to the origin of it all, is through oppression, through systematic racism. That's how it goes. So it's hard to just tell someone in a regular day or a regular setting, just boycott. This is why I've always wanted the players to, eventually have like a Negro league or whatever the case is, or something like that, where it's just pro-black. It doesn't have to be just black players in it, but in the hierarchies, it's pro-black. You know what I'm saying? And I've always wanted that, and I've just been waiting for, obviously, when someone would do it. But I know it's hard. That's a slippery slope. It's hard. I can't expect the next man to do it and we're not in unison. All that type of stuff. But the reason why I spoke out about this was because finally we've been in a rare situation where COVID happened and they needed us at the most. Needed the black athletes at the most. And even with that, it wasn't just about COVID. Now the killing of George Floyd, now the movement, the awareness went to its all-time high, to the point that there's riots, to the point that it felt like it was about to be a civil war. That's how it felt. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The fact that it's the cops versus the people, like, is literally like this is bringing you back to that time. So that's when I said, yo, they need us the most during this pandemic, and this is happening with the most awareness. Boom. You have everything that you didn't even have to facilitate, that you had to go and, let's sit down and have meetings to do. You didn't even have to do. It's all there in your face. All you needed to do as players, you know what? We're not coming back for the season until X, Y, and Z. This was the perfect time in 2020. It's crazy. That's what I was saying. It's crazy. It's 2020 with all the Kobe's dying and all these people dying, and you have the pandemic, the worst year that I've seen and been a part of in my life, in my how many years? You know what I'm saying? And it would be 2020, iconic 2020 for something epic like that to happen. Where now the first time it's a boycott league-wide. We're not doing this. We're not coming back. And that's what I expected. That's why I spoke out against it, because that's something that's so historical and that's something that you can't plan for. You can't, it was that time. You could feel it, which is why I was like, who's little me with my videos? That don't mean nothing. I could feel it. And that's why I spoke up against it, even though it goes against my benefit. I took away hidden agendas. I took away hidden type of benefits or urges or wants or, some biases. I took that away. And that's why I spoke up against it. That's why at this moment in time, the way I am disappointed, the way I am frustrated, the way I am just like, what is this shit? Because at that time, it's gonna come full circle. But at that time, that's when I was, you know what? Let's go. It's that time. Kyrie, I was, before even Kyrie said a word, I was like, but when they were trying to make the decision, then Kyrie spoke, I'm like, yes, Kyrie. They bash him. I was enraged. Y'all seen the videos. Y'all seen the posts. I've been talking about this from time. We have power. Let's go. Boom. No. 2-2s. Nah, we're not doing that. The head honcho, which is why Pat Bev said, if LeBron say we gonna play, we gonna play. LeBron says, forget that shit. His own hitting goals, that's what I said, the slave mentality, his own hitting goals, his own, you know what, I have the league. He's in bed with some of these guys. You have the league. And even forget the bed in some with those guys. At the end of the day, his own personal goals. It's money, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, not only that, this is my time for me, mano selfishly. I could be the GOAT. I could win a ring in this unprecedented type of situation, unprecedented type of situation. And that's where he came with. He spearheaded, without being overly spoken about it, but he spearheaded the NBA going back to the bubble, which is why other players spoke out about it, like Pat Bev. And then they created this bubble. They did all of this. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Y'all had the opportunity at this highest moment. Y'all cap. You know when people, like, we all do. Perfect example. Let's say you're sleeping. You know what I'm saying? You know when you're sleeping, you set your alarm, I have to wake up at 5 or 7 or whatever your alarm is set to. It's time to wake up to get the day started, go to work, etc. And you're sleeping. And what do you do when you want to sleep more? You lie to yourself and tell yourself, I could get ready in 15. No, I could get ready in 20 minutes. I could get ready in 30 minutes. It doesn't really take that long. Honestly, I won't even eat today. I'll eat lunch. I'll double the lunch. I won't even eat breakfast today. I won't make myself food. You lie to yourself subconsciously and tell yourself things that you need to hear or want to hear, you know what I'm saying, to make your mind go at ease so you can just be like, snooze. You calculate these things in your mind subconsciously every single time until it gets to that point where it's like, oh shit, and then I have to wake up now, and then you go. Till you get to that point of enough is enough, you wake up and you go. You know what I'm saying? But during that process, you're fighting yourself. You're telling yourself, because why? You want to sleep so bad. That's your hidden agenda. That's what you want. So you tell yourself things that aren't even true. You know damn well it doesn't take you 15 minutes to get ready. You know you're damn well you're not going to take a 5-minute shower. You know. Time and time again. Am I speaking to someone? Y'all know I'm speaking to you. I'm preaching right now. IQ, because that's what I do. So that's what I seen basically in that moment. The highest point of awareness. The highest point of the BLM, the Black Lives Matter, all the attention, the awareness. How can you dare when mans are protesting, mans are looting, things are like, there's chaos in the city, in the nation. It's happening. The awareness is so high. It's happening in London. It's happening worldwide. That the pandemic, take it in. The pandemic became an afterthought. Hold on. Take that in. Something is called a pandemic, which means mans are worried and parled to the max. Man's palms are sweaty. It's a pandemic. Not only that, the pandemic is what shut down and made us all stay home. We couldn't even leave. That's how serious the pandemic was. But yet, the awareness and the attention of Black Lives Matter made mans forget the pandemic and go loot. Mans forgot, I can't go 6 feet. Mans didn't care about that shit and went and go loot, which means something that's that serious became on the afterburner. I never thought I'll see the day that Black lives can actually be that important or even that in range where that the masses is just reckless. So that already tells you that it's cap when people tell you we need to add more awareness. They lied to themselves because they had hidden agendas to start the bubble. They wanted to start the bubble for their own reasons. You heard, what's his name, Ed Davis come out. I have families at X, Y, and Z. Not only that, they were losing money from not playing. Mans were getting a 1-2 paychecks, whatever. I don't know the ins and outs of, obviously I'm not behind the scenes. Maybe a 1-2 paychecks got stopped or was a percentage was cut off, whatever the case was. And you heard CJ McCollum say, you'll be surprised how many people live paycheck to paycheck, especially when you get a paycheck that's so reckless. Let's say a $200,000 paycheck. And you're insured or you have assurance that the next month or 2 weeks, my next pay is going to be this. You calculated it. You already know how your pays are calculated through the year. Obviously, mans are living lavish. Okay, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to invest in this. And you're relying on certain paychecks, whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? So he explained how mans are living paycheck to paycheck. So I could only understand man's fear. Man's, we need to start this bubble. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. And that's just talking from the higher point of people, where like the elite, the stars. How about the other people who don't make as much compared to them? They're probably even more paycheck to paycheck because they still live in that life. You know what I'm saying? So now, when you think of it from that perspective, mans already know we have the most awareness now. It makes the most sense to boycott now. We're not going to go back and rush the season, which is why you had Kyrie, Melo, KD, and all the people they said, Chris Paul, all those people, Avery Bradley, Dwight Howard, Lou Will. They already know that coming back for the NBA is going to be a distraction. Every man knows this. But the ones who look at the people who are saying, awareness. We need the NBA, the more awareness, the cameras in your face, awareness, bring more awareness. Only people who said that was people who had hidden interests or clear interest in the league starting, which is the media people. They need the money. They need the networks to run. They were literally nothing. They're on verge of being shut down. You heard Skip say that. You heard everybody say that. That's why you never heard any media member say, you don't need to bring awareness. Every member of them has been, they've been in unison and said, start the bubble. You need to bring awareness. The camera's in your face. What bigger platform than that? Why do you need to bring awareness and mans are rioting already? Mans are protesting already. They did a blackout Tuesday. Like, what more awareness did you need to bring? But what happened? They lied to themselves. Like I said with the alarm clock, they lied to themselves and told themselves lies so they could feel at ease. They lied to themselves, and they know they lied to themselves because you didn't need any more awareness. That's cap. That's extra cap. That's a fitted cap, a baseball cap, whatever cap you want to say the cap is, a bottle cap, that's extra cap. No pun intended to Kaepernick. So that's what happened. And then now the fact that it's come to this point that, okay, we're going to give awareness and we're going to do X, Y, and Z, wear Black Lives and do this and do that, put it on the court, have the apparel. We're going to talk about justice for Breonna Taylor during the pregame, during the postgame. We're going to, whatever that lasted for the first couple of days. And after that, every man's been talking about the game winner, talking about, I wanted to, you heard Damian Lillard, I came for this shit it became basketball. I came to this shit. You think I wanted not an opportunity to win? And no knock on Dame, obviously, that's my boy. You know how mans are like, it became basketball. How many times did they talk about Breonna Taylor or this person or that person? It became all about basketball, and they already know that they was capping. But what happens? For you to start the season and then get to the point where now you want to boycott in the middle of the playoffs is because why? A shooting happens again, 7 times. Which now slaps you in the face that what awareness are we really bringing if it's still happening again? But y'all already knew that. Y'all already were Trayvon from 2014. Y'all already were I can't breathe on the shirt. And it still was applicable 2020. For everyone to snap like that and loot and do whatever they did is because enough was enough. Y'all already know enough was enough. Some of y'all weren't even in the streets. Y'all knew enough was enough. So what you talking about? I'm going to wear stuff on my shirt like it's going to mean something when you already know it didn't mean something. That's the whole point of protesting. That's the whole point. Enough was enough. Like this was literally on par for that was the climax of what the awareness was. You couldn't go past that. Even when man's going, this is to show you how it's so cap and how the NBA, we need the NBA cameras in our face. That's a lie. If man's needed the camera in their face, then why? When y'all do post-game interviews, y'all do this, y'all do that. Literally when you scroll on Instagram, every maybe 15th post, then you'll see that. Not even, that's even cap, maybe 30, 35, if we're being honest. Then you'll see, LeBron said something about the social injustice or whatever. When yet, without y'all playing, without man's in the bubble, there was a Blackout Tuesday. Where 100 straight posts in a row was black with messages. But you needed the NBA cameras. You needed the NBA microphones for more awareness. That is cap. That's lies. Like I said, like the alarm clock. Man, they're telling themselves lies so they can be at ease. When you want to sleep more, just 5 more minutes, fam. You can get ready in 10. Calculate that in your head. You know what I mean? When you need the money and when you want to finish the playoffs, when you want hidden agendas, whatever you're doing, you tell yourself, we need more awareness. This is why we need to do it. You know what I mean? That's what you're doing. That's what's relevant. That's why the example was there. That's the correlation. Now, when you pass that, it's so reckless that you mans literally went to the point of saying within our restart where we didn't want to boycott, you know what? We have to boycott. That just already tells you y'all been lying and no man wants to apologize to Kyrie. Anyways, they boycotted. Man's boycotted. And now, mans are resuming the season. Like, y'all boycotted for 48 hours. 2 days. Then we resume when the looting even extended past 2 days? So anyways, I just showed y'all how I feel about what they're saying. Or what they did, the actions they did. Because now, before I even get into that, we're going to pause and I'm going to explain to people what has happened. Because clearly, 2 days ago, Wednesday, game 5s for Bucks, Magic, Houston, OKC, Lakers, Blazers, game 5s, a triple header. Okay? Mans came up. They were talking about, like I said in my previous video, the Celtics were talking about, after the shooting of Jacob Blake, they were talking about, this is reckless. The Celtics were supposed to play Thursday, game 1 for the second round, Celtics and Raptors. And they've been said, why are we even here? It's wrong to even go in the bubble. What is this? Fred VanVleet snapping. Like, what is this shit? Black Lives Matter. What the hell does that shit even mean if literally something's still going to happen and that's a slap in the face because y'all thought you were bringing awareness. Clearly you're not. And y'all knew that. And then that still happens. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens now after that? They were thinking of doing a boycott, but nothing was set in stone. It probably wasn't even going to happen because a lot of the players within the Celtics and the Raptors were still saying, you know what, majority of us want to play. But then Milwaukee, and this happened in Wisconsin, the shooting, George Hill obviously inspired his whole team because he's been, like I said, had relatives or whatever. It's hit close to home, police brutality. You have Sterling Brown, hit close to home, police brutality. He said they've been offering him whatever it was, $400,000, whatever they offered him. So clearly, and he still has an open case to this day. So it hits the home. So they're like, nah, forget that shit. They're calling out Orlando Magic, please come for the warm-up. Orlando Magic. The Milwaukee Bucks, come for the warm-up. And then Milwaukee Bucks didn't come out. And they protested. They didn't tell nobody. They boycotted. Made a statement. And then what happens? Obviously, all the teams have to they have to fall in line or else it's a problem. You don't look united. What happens? A lot of the players behind the scenes, Wednesday night, coming. And I know LeBron's on this side too, outraged, calling out the Milwaukee Bucks. So how are you going to make a individual stand without communicating with anybody? What is this? And this is what just shows you the fact that LeBron, a lot of these guys, I know they were mad about that because you already know LeBron wants to be the forefront of a lot of these things. You know, he's the media PR king. You know how he moves. The fact that mans are mad about a decision the Milwaukee Bucks made, when if I agree with something you're doing and I stand and I applaud something you're doing, why would I be mad about how you did it after the fact when what you did is so inspiring? Why would I be mad about how you did it? It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, let's say we did communicate and we said, you know what, we're gonna all boycott. Milwaukee, you guys are doing it first. Why would it matter if it's still gonna be the same result? You're all gonna boycott. Whether you know together, you're gonna boycott together, or you don't know, it's gonna force you all to boycott together. It's still together boycotting. To everybody else, they still boycotted all the games. But why is it mans are mad? Because whoever wanted to be the person to step in front of it, whoever wanted to vocalize it beforehand, whoever wanted to be attached to this is not attached to it. That's why mans is mad. Not only that, mans is also mad because they actually didn't want to boycott. Because why else would you be mad? Other than your name isn't on it as the face, and you actually wanted to play and didn't want to have to do this boycotting. Because that's the whole purpose of being in the bubble. Because we already know we should have boycotted from time, but you know what? We're not going to, but now we're going to end up boycotting. We didn't even have this discussion. So now you boycott. So clearly what happens? LeBron went from starting the bubble, being the man, start the bubble, everyone bashes Kyrie. Went from that to now, I'm mad that you boycotted without telling mans, but whatever you boycotted, yes, I'm with you, cancel the season. To now change of heart in the night, resume the season. Do you know how cap a lot of this is? And then the media says only the Clippers and the Lakers wanted to boycott the season. For me, I have a hard time believing that. Celtics started this with the Raptors, and the Bucks, actually, their actions started this. But none of those three teams wanted to boycott the season and leave. Does that make sense to y'all? And yet they said not every member of the Clippers or the Lakers actually wanted to boycott. So isn't that the same for all teams? Wouldn't there be bare teams that had not majority of their members or some of their members didn't want to boycott? So why are we only picking out the Lakers and the Clippers? You already know why. You already know why. I don't need to say nothing. Why did they only say LeBron James had change of heart? Why didn't they say Kawhi had change of heart? Why didn't they say Lou Will? Why didn't they say Giannis? How many stars are there? Westbrook, Chris Paul. Why is it LeBron? We know why. Like Pat Bev said when y'all tried to roast him. If LeBron wants to play, LeBron will play. If LeBron wants to cancel, we cancel. Y'all. So obviously it shows you that this is cap. A lot of this shit is cap. A lot of this shit is cap. It's clear as day. You can't be changing the heart 3, 4, 5 times. It's cap. And then the man posts and tweets about, you know what, we should go enroll my kids, my promise school. Like, it looks terrible, man. It looks terrible. And you know me, like I said, I honestly thought before this, LeBron was the off the court GOAT. On the court, that's a different discussion. Y'all want to say I hate him, whatever y'all want to say, y'all want to say. I never hated LeBron. I hated his fans. LeBron used to be my favorite player before he left for Miami. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even an issue of that. This is LeBron. It's not even an issue of that. But the fact that mans are pump faking and getting exposed to this extent, you wanted to start the season, then you now want to boycott and cancel. Then now in the middle of the night, you want to go ahead and back to start the season and resume? What kind of bullshit? Like, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, a lot of this shit is cap and it looks bad because, to be honest, now that shit is so discouraging because, and not just LeBron, all these players, man, to be honest, that shit is discouraging because little us done deluding. We done all the stuff we've been doing, using our platforms, doing whatever we can do. And we're nowhere near connected, nowhere near to the echelon that these mans are at. And these mans have opportunities. And not only do you just say, I'm going to go to the bubble. Okay, then just do the bubble and do your Black Lives Matter shit. The shit that mans have been doing. Don't even, that's it. You want to cry after, make statements, y'all do that. But to actually boycott and only do it for 2 days just to resume, what message does that send? Y'all can't even literally sit there and sacrifice for, like, man, why would you boycott? That looks so bad. Now you're telling the owners, all these people who already didn't believe in you, you need the money. That's why you need the money. You need the money. You need X, Y, and Z. Yes, we need it too, but you need it too. We're going to start the bubble. We're going to invest money. We're going to do all this type of stuff. Then y'all boycott. Oh man, we never seen this before. It's pressure. It's pressure. 2-2s. We're going to resume. You didn't even take 2 days to decide that. The next day you decide that we're going to boycott today too. And we're going to resume. What are these owners who you want them to change and do X, Y, and Z? What are they going to think? They're just laughing. Yo, they aren't even united. What is this? Y'all only boycott for 2 days. What kind of imagine someone striked like those teachers. They striked for like 1 day, 2 days, and then they went back without anything changing. Y'all would look at whoever's like, imagine you own the company and all your employees are like, I'm tired of you, man. I'm striking. Enough is enough. I'm striking. And they went 2 days and they said, you know what? We coming back though. Are you going to really do anything? If anything, humble yourself and I'm going to take away some of your pay. Like, what are you talking about? Like, are we serious right now? Like, and then you expect us to actually believe in black. Like, why would, like, this is why for me, moving forward, it's to the point where I don't even think I'm going to even talk about it anymore, man. This is discouraging. For what? What am I talking about it for? What? For what? When mans are boycotted in 2 seconds, resuming, lying to themselves, we need to resume and keep doing what we're doing with the awareness. The fact that you stop to boycott means what you're doing isn't working, and you know that. So why would you continue doing what you're doing? What kind of like, it's just cap, man. Anytime you heard someone actually come out their mouth and say, oh, the bubble will serve them right, the awareness did this, and all of this type of stuff. Anytime someone has came out and said that, if you see a comment, if you see anything, it's cap. It's lies. The mans just want to watch basketball playoffs. It's lies. Don't believe that shit. How the hell can you sit there in your right mind and actually believe that the bubble brought more awareness than what it was at before? Either you have amnesia or you know that you're capping. Like I said, the alarm clock. Mans are sleeping. Bruh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Like, I lost respect for a lot of these. Like, I told y'all, it's a hard decision to always be united already. It's a hard decision to give up so much and sacrifice. That's why I rate Cap to the full extent. I rate Kyrie to the full extent. It's a lot to do that. But those guys, they don't pump fake. Even the ones that don't do it, they don't pump fake. You want to do your statements, say BLMs, and at least try in that perspective or that retrospect of, you know what, justice for Breonna Taylor, and say these things, and maybe, it trickles down, even though I know that shit ain't gonna work to that extent, but at least you're trying. I get that. Play the games. I'm gonna do my breakdowns. Y'all play the games. That's Gucci. But then to now actually boycott and half-ass, not even half, 001 boycott? That's what y'all gonna do? That does more damage than good. Y'all, it looks silly. It looks silly. Everybody, even all other races, are like, these black people aren't serious. They gonna boycott for a day then resume? What was the point of that shit? Like, when you think of it in hindsight, like, when you look back, you're just gonna look, yo, man just did stoppage for 2 days and then resumed. And they're supposed to resume Friday, today, or tomorrow, Saturday. Like, that, like, what does that do? Like, it's atrocious, man. Like, it's actually, oh, we made history. We first boycotted. No one ever boycotted before. That's not a boycott. That's just, mans were sick. That's a sick day. That's not a fucking boycott. That's a sick day. What are we talking about? Like, that shit crazy, man. Y'all need, like, again, it just tells me everything. Like I've been said from time, a lot of mans are just about, it's just words. It's not actions. Again, I rather the people who are just about words and not actions be the actual, you know, the everyday citizen. But the actual people who have power, if y'all can't even sacrifice and do something when y'all even have the money and y'all even have X, Y, and Z. And yes, I know, obviously you still need money, whatever, keep up your lifestyle. But if y'all can't sacrifice, y'all can't use, when you have opportunities, use your power, do the right and do all those type of things, then how is anybody else who is less than that supposed to carry? How is anybody who is less than that supposed to see that and be like, you know what? I could do it though. If y'all can't do it though, well, there's no point. It's just this, like, I'm telling y'all, man, this done more damage than good, especially for people like me. Cause I look at it and like, we're not serious. This is just a fugazi cycle. This is just atrocious. It's like, it's a game or something. This is atrocious. Like, and then a lot of us who are actually black are going to be like, yo, forget this Black Lives Matter shit. That shit is cap. That shit is cap. I better not hear no, like, man's with Justice for Brown and Taylor. Like, shut up, man. Like, it's getting out of hand, girl. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Really? Y'all gonna boycott for a day and a half? For one sleep? Yo, that shit crazy, man. That shit crazy. Like, I rate Kyrie, man. He hasn't said no word, responded to nobody, laugh in anyone's face, asked for an apology, nothing. We've been crying out for him on his behalf. He hasn't asked nobody. He hasn't said nothing, doing the work, giving WNBA money. Yep, you see what he's doing in the community. No words. Actions speak louder than words. But the mans who are talking, let's Play-Doh. Yep, and we looking like Play-Doh. Hella soft. That's what we looking like. I'm telling you, man. Bro, that shit crazy. This is honestly how I feel. Like, you know me. Like, I didn't even want to go into this depth, this length. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm going to just be honest with you, man. Like, I you know me. I'm just going to be honest, and it's discouraging. It doesn't sit right at the end of the day. Like, I was already mad that they started the season. But then again, you already know I went to the games. I did the breakdowns and all of that. But then the fact that y'all started the season just to boycott, I'm like, you know what? If it has to take a next shooting for y'all to wake up and say enough is enough, as if it already wasn't enough is enough. That's the whole reason why this movement was so reckless, because enough was enough. But yes, it wasn't enough for you. Okay, whatever. Enough is enough that you actually stop. People were saying, oh, it was only talked about more because they're actually in the playoffs. So if it wasn't the playoffs, it wouldn't be talked about. Are you out your mind? Do you understand the awareness that we had? Every single given day was talked about, the riots, the looting and everything, where Trump is talking about it nonstop. Everyone was talking about it nonstop. And then now if they say we need the players and we go, we're not resuming the season. Yo, that's not going to be talked about. That's not going to be an issue. Playing a playoff game and boycotting for one day is more awareness and more impact than that. Like I said, mans lied to themselves. You can lie to me all you want, but don't lie to yourself, man. You can lie to me all you want. Or you can lie to yourself all you want, but don't lie to me. You can't lie to me. You can lie to yourself all day, every day, and twice on Sundays. But to me, you can't lie. I read between that shit. I see that shit. I'm telling you, man. Like, bruh, I don't want to hear none of that. Everyone, I go, oh, media. They all saying the same. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. At the end of the day, like I said, the reality is the fact that they boycotted and the fact that they couldn't stick to that and just cancel the whole season. The impact, the kind of statement that would have made. That would have erased the fact that you did it too late. But again, it's never too late. You could have still done it. For you guys to actually boycott, even though you committed to the bubble, shows how real it was. But y'all couldn't commit to it. Y'all couldn't even just as a community, as us black athletes, just the pinch players that are in the bubble. What, 13 teams, whatever, how many teams it is? Some teams left, already exited. Just y'all. Y'all couldn't even just, you know what, let's do that and be in unison. But we're supposed to make a change? We're supposed to send a message to the people who are actually already racist from birth? Sorry, not from birth, or from just their whole livelihood, childhood. Their autopsy is a racist autopsy, and we're supposed to change that to the people who actually have power when we can't even 13 teams. And not all of you are even black. Like, that shit is crazy, man. That does, again, like I said, it does more damage than good, even to your own people. Like, we just look and it's like, y'all ain't it, clearly. And I know some people are offended by what they did, that they might not even watch the season. You know me, I'm always watch the season, but I'm definitely not talking about this shit again. Like, what's the point? Why? For what? For what? For what? What's the point? Like, honestly, what is the point? Y'all tell me in the comment section. Actually tell me. And I don't want to discourage, because again, I wish one day everything could change. I wish one day, you know what I mean, the people could be actually just looked at as humans. I wish one day it'll be like that. But it's sad to say, you have to be naive if you believe that day is anytime soon. Because we had like that, the fact that we had something we've never seen before. Since what? Civil rights? Since the civil rights movement? Since the, you know what I mean? Like, since, like, I've never seen this type of awareness. I've never seen 1.3 like parade million or whatever the parades are in the streets. I never, like, during a pandemic, where all this, like, this is historic, and we can't even use it for good. Everything was just basically in vain, because now you boycott for 2 seconds just to go back. You went back before anything even changed. Like that, take it in. It's not even like you boycotted and let's say someone got arrested or something happened, or then you went back and it happened to be one day. That, at least something happened. Y'all boycotted, said, yo, no one did nothing. Oh my God, they boycotted. CNN talked about it. You know, people walked off. Wow, this is historic. What are we really going to do? I think enough is enough. Or the way they were talking about it, oh my goodness, X, Y, and Z and yada, yada, and this and that. And then now all of a sudden in the night, the next morning, literally the next morning, we're going to resume the season. Like nothing even happened. What was the point of that? Man's retired. We needed a rest today. That's clearly what it was. Like, this shit is crazy, man. Anyways, that's what's been happening. That's what's going on. The season's supposed to start either today. Remember, this video is recorded prior to it being uploaded. So if it does come out where they resume, or if it does come out that they're going to cancel again, we don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But this is before they did that. This is me basically talking with the reports that they're resuming the season. Either it's Friday, which is today, or Saturday, which is tomorrow, the weekend. But they're resuming the season. So that's what I'm talking off of. That's what I'm speaking off of. And that's just atrocious at the end of the day, man. Like, again, I hope y'all, you know, just, if you're not with me and maybe I'm tripping, y'all could tell me, say whatever you want. Like, if you want to roast me, if you want to say, Banks, you're tripping. If you want to say, Banks, you're right. If you want to say, it doesn't matter. Just talk to me, you know what I mean, in the comment section. Just, you know, at the end of the day, it's just, I don't want to, honestly, like I said, I don't even want to hear that shit again. Like, but it's to the point where, like, it's just discouraging, man. It's like, what is this? Like, look what LeBron is doing to what these mans are like. It's just, it's sad, man. It's sad, yo, at the end of the day. Like, and then again, like, I don't want ever to be the person to, if you love LeBron and you feel what he's doing is right, go ahead. Don't look at this video and it's like, oh, I don't like him or whatever. Like, for me, that's just my feelings. You know what I'm saying? That's just my feelings. At the end of the day, this does not change anything, how I look at him on the court, I separate everything. You know what I mean? Everything's individual. But for me, like I said, out of all the things, y'all want to compare LeBron on the court to MJ and Kobe. You already know I don't have him over those niggas. I don't have him at all over him. But never did I ever have anybody in the league worldwide in sports ever on LeBron's echelon off the court. He was the GOAT off the court. It's been known. Now that shit has been erased. Because now I just see pump fake. I don't even want to bring up the Chinas and all. I just see pump fake all over the place. That's just me. I see through it. So now I'm not going to speak about it. Y'all have your own decision. Y'all do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, you already know this is definitely not what elite looks like at all. That shit is cap. Where's my fitted? My goodness. That shit is hella cap. My goodness, yo. Not just him, just the boycott. Like I said, man. Anyways, this video's getting hella long. I apologize for y'all. If y'all made it to this end, to this point, I definitely appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Also, I want to give a shout out to the people who have donated to me. Whether you subscribe, the links are below to the Patreon for like that little, that little donation just to help your boy out and support the cause and support my movement. Support my movement. You know what I'm saying? That I'm doing with these videos. Like I said, sometimes I do these videos and again, NBA, they do their copyright shit, but I sacrifice because again, I'm starting up. I'm just making my platform as big as it can before we try and go after the monies. Right now, I'm just grinding, just trying to get myself known. You know what I'm saying? And however it takes is however it takes. So y'all, again, I need y'all to subscribe to me, get these videos out. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe, share, get it out there. This is just me talking, but my breakdowns and the lip reads and all these things that I be doing and bringing that IQ, share it, just flood, help me out. I already know y'all basically that are here. If it's your first time or if you've been here from time, y'all been the day ones. I include y'all in the day ones. You know what I mean? I'm at almost 3K followers, subscribers. Keep spreading the word. Keep helping me. I need y'all, in the groundwork to help me and keep getting me out there, man. I need y'all help. But at the end of the day, like I said, I appreciate y'all who actually have been going in and donating to your boy. I haven't said anything about it. I've said something like I think before briefly, but I appreciate y'all. In the future, I will. Again, when we get more, the platform becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Slowly, I'll be, giving more. I will eventually, soon time, give shout outs to y'all with your names and whatever, and, just thank y'all for everything. But then again, like, if anything, when you donate, put your YouTube name or whatever, if you don't want me to say your real name. But anyways, for y'all that have been donated, I will eventually there'll be rewards when my merch eventually be in the works and come out. Y'all will get those, those perks and those gifts and all that type of things. You know what I mean? But again, I appreciate y'all because y'all don't have to, but y'all do it anyways. So y'all that have been donating, whether you know me, whether you don't know me, you basically know me. You know what I mean? And you know me for life because I appreciate whether it's a penny, whether it's $1, whether it's, 20, whatever the case is. I appreciate y'all. And it just, it means a lot. Y'all that are also, following me on Instagram, following me on Twitter, commenting with me, going at me, going ham. That's why I always try to engage with y'all because at the end of the day, even though I'm doing this, we all equals at the end of the day. Everyone has, a say to do everything. I might roast you and say your IQ is low because you bring fugazi energy to me and say I'm saying some dumb shit. So I show you that your IQ is low. But at the end of the day, it's never personal. You know what I mean? We just going back and forth. You can't call me out in public and man see it. And I'm just going to sit there and be frail. No, I'm not Gasol in the paint. You better ask somebody. You better ask somebody, man. My chest is strong. Like we break chest. We post, man. We do drop steps out here. So I got to give you that same energy. So again, if I've basically roasted you or you roasted me and I sunned you or you tried to sun me, whatever the case is, that's just a battle. That's just a sparring battle. That don't mean nothing. It's not personal. You already know. I'm behind the I'm laughing while I'm typing. But again, I try to engage with y'all, just be relatable to y'all, just talk to y'all. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all saying the IQ things. A lot of y'all don't. A lot of y'all do. Don't matter. At the end of the day, we out here where there's no doubt here. There's no drought here. We talk. So I appreciate y'all. Even if you haven't donated and you've been engaging, you've been commenting, you've been posting, you've been, retweeting, whatever the case is. I appreciate y'all. Again, keep spreading the word. Y'all who just been watching the YouTube, don't just sit there and watch the YouTube. Go follow me on IG, follow me on Twitter. You know what I mean? There's different things on different things, even though they're all connected at the end of the day. So again, I appreciate y'all. Again, like always, help support your boy. The links are below. If you want to donate to the PayPal, you could click the link for the PayPal. If you want to donate monthly, you could click on the Patreon link below and you could donate monthly, and you could set it for as little as $1. At the end of the day, I appreciate y'all, and just, we grinding. League is back. I'm not happy with a lot of things that transpired, but again, we out here, man. We out here, and we just grinding, man. So again, like I said, thank y'all. Share, like, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all who donate, man. Y'all are real. Y'all are realer than the realer ones, because y'all are still real ones, but they are realer than the realer. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, this is what elite looks like. Let's get it. I don't know when the games start. Okay. This video is a Friday morning video. I don't know if the games are going to continue today. They haven't said nothing. I don't know if the games are going to just continue on Saturday. They're gearing more likely to Saturday. So if my assumptions is that the game 5s that were supposed to be game 5s will be Saturday, and then the Raptors will most likely play Sunday. If they do resume Friday, then the Raptors will probably be playing Saturday. So based on when we find out more information, probably later today, I will be doing a Boston and a Raptors preview. I already had that in the works. I might have to just, go to and fine tune it, but I will do a preview on that before the game comes out earlier that day. That video will drop and we'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that Clippers breakdown anymore from the last blow that they had, but we will talk about that more in depth as well. Before I think the Clippers and the Raptors are supposed to be the same day. So whether they have game 5, there'll be a new breakdown for the game 5, but game 4 is probably just lost in the shuffle now. It's too out of touch to do that now. But anyways, share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no drought here. I apologize for the long video, but you already know, man. I appreciate y'all. Honestly, I appreciate y'all. The kind words, the DMs, the comments. I appreciate everything. I might just say the generic, yo, appreciate you, bro. I try to give them one to y'all different things. But at the end of the day, it means the world to me, the fact that I could give insight to people, and, people gain their passions through the game, or, they were lost in the game and they didn't see some, now they are lying to this, whatever the case is. Anything that's positive within the game, and the fact that they can see IQ, because that's what I do. I always appreciate that. I want to hear from y'all always, whether it's in the comments, whether it's in the DMs, even though some of y'all DM me the way too damn much and be cheesing me. I still appreciate that. And I'm always never just going to read it, and I might just like it. I'll still say something. I won't just leave y'all just fugazi. So again, I appreciate y'all. Share, like, and subscribe. We already know. And I'm out, man.